Hello there. This is Magnus, and we are going to make an Assamite vampire from the game Vampire the Masquerade. I've already filled out some things, so it get easier and faster to get through. First off, I made a monstrous Assamite. Assamites are assassins, so you are one who want to kill and slaughter, and your demeanor is what people think of you, so they see you as a loner because you sneak out and kill in the night. You start as a generation 13 vampire, and the lower that number is, the closer you are to the first original vampires, and the more power you will get, and or can get. We will start off with the attributes. You have 7, 5, and 3 points. I have marked manipulation and perform because obfuscate need manipulation on its third dot. Um, so yeah. So I think we will use the 7 points at physical. Then I think that we will make maybe a female that will also seduce people. So manipulation at 5 points and only mental at 3 points. Um, you can make your character in 3 ways. You can make it XP, meta played character, a role-playing character, or a balance character. What that means is that you can put the maximum number of dot in one thing to save experience in the later games, like if you want to increase your strength through experience. You have to use 4 experience per dot you already have in it, so if you have like this, it will cost you 4, 8, so that's 12, 24, 40 experience for strength 5. But that will make you weak in the other stuff, like I could put 5 strength and like this. So you are very weak at stamina, but in very few experience points you could get this get this higher up and not be as vulnerable, but you will have a hard time in the beginning. You can also use the balance. I mean, you try to balance everything out, so you have like little of each in everything, or you can make it a role playing, like um, you are an assassin, so you think your assassin should be a little bit slim. He's not the strong type. I mean, he's more fast, so maximum dexterity, little less strength, and he can take a little bit of beating. Or you can say, oh no, I want to hit a little harder with my weapons, and probably not going to get attacked. I personally played maximum experience way. So I will actually do this. I mean, it seems like strength is how much damage you inflict with your melee weapon stacks, is how good you hit people and evade people, and stamina is how much of a beating you can take. Um, Assamite have to have a high stamina to use their abilities, um, but that depends on how we are going to make this one, and I have a slight idea how I will make it. I will make a little balanced, a little experience on it, so we have a little of everything. Um, so yeah, you cannot take damage. If you get hit, you're probably going to lay down or something like that. But we have to hit every time, and we have to hit hard. You don't need appearance because you don't have any abilities that makes it for you, and you can, if you're an assassin, you can be, have clothes around you to hide yourself. But you could also, make a seductive assassin. Um, so I think either way we have to have a high manipulation. And then we could take 1 in appearance. So you have a standard appearance. 2 is the standard. 3 is normal, but the good side of the normal part. That's beautiful people. Normal, beautiful. 4 is extremely beautiful, and 5 is insanely beautiful. And then we will take either he should be aware of his surroundings or be the fastest to attack, but I think I will take he is aware of his surroundings, and he's not very stupid. He doesn't react very fast for his wits, and he reads slowly, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Down here we have 13, 9, and 5 points. I have marked this because if you have Obfuscate 3, and I'll get back to what these does. If you have Obfuscate 3, you need Perform combined with Manipulation. But let's start here. We're probably going to use 9 points here, 13 points here, because this is the combat base, stealth, melee, and firearms. That is important. And 5 points here, because you shouldn't be a good knowledge person. I usually take 1 point in what each of the abilities or talents, skills and knowledge I want, and look what I have put up in and see how many points I have left. So always take 1 in alertness and athletics. Alertness is what you see. Athletics is how good are you to hit with throwing weapons, dodge attacks, and jump around. Awareness, if you see magical things, that's not very important. Brawl, you should always take 1 in that. I will recommend it because Brawl is if you want to hit someone with your bare hands, or if you want to grab someone or try to break loose from someone's grip. That's Brawl and Strength. Empathy, if people are lying. I think as an assassin it's good to at least know a little of if people are lying, and see how people feel and use it to your advantage. Expression is how do you express yourself. That's not very important. Intimidation, I think assassin could be a little bit intimidation. Leadership, you're not a leader assassin. Streetwise, you should probably have something like that. And subterfuge, we're making a female seductive one. So I think we should have, we have used 3, 6, no, 8. We should have streetwise so we know the street. So we don't get lost. If you have to kill someone at a certain place, you know where to go and how to get there fastest, and so on. Let's check 3, 6, 9. Yes. Animal cognitive, you shouldn't be good with animals. You could have it if you want the guard dogs to shut up. You could actually take that, but for this character I won't. Craft could be good if your weapon break down, but yeah. Drive, I think it's good for you to get around town easier. Etiquette, you could have that as an respectful assassin to your master, but it's not that important. Firearms, you could use that. Some play with that crossbows are firearms, or you have to actually take archery. But if your game master says that crossbows are firearms, then you could take 3 in that, so you have a silent kill. Oh, sorry. Lastly, you good to break in places. Yes, you should be that as an assassin. And melee, you should know your sword very well. Perform, it's not that important to get high in the beginning, because it's only if you get Obfuscate 3, but if that's the way you will go at the beginning. So for sake of argument, let's take that, and we take a stealth. I think we have put too many points. 9, 12, 13. Okay, you should always, if you are XP and not roleplaying, putting your points here, always take either 1 or 3, not take 2, because to start an ability it costs 3 experience, and then it costs 2 for each dodge you have. So 3 to start, 5 for the next, because 3 plus 2, and 4 extra to get that. That's 9 points. So if you get 5, you could instead put 1 point here and 1 point here. For the example, that's 6 experience. And if you get 3 points in it, that's 9 points. So 3, 6, 9. But 2, 5, that doesn't work if you want to go for the experiment. So what we should do here is boom, 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 boom. We could take firearms. We can make a sign. We have people to drive us, so we will find a way. And then 5 points here. We maybe can do a little computer, so we can maybe hack into stuff, get information. Occult, always take occult, so you know about the magical world. Investigation, so you can find the stuff you are searching for. And yeah, I think we haven't been to school. We have been trained from a young age or something like that. And we don't know much about money, law, medicine, politics, science, or technology. So we can find what we need. We know a little bit about the magical world. We can use a computer, basic. And then we have 3 points in disciplines. Celerity gives you for each dot 1 extra in dexterity for each dot. And you can use 1 blood points to convert some or all of your celerity points to extra actions in 1 turn. And you have to do that every turn, use 1 blood point. So that means if we put 3 points here, and we only have 3 points, we don't set 1 on 1 or whatever, we can attack 4 times. You have your standard attack and then 3 more if you put 3 in this. Obfuscate is the ability to vanish. In 1 you can stand still in shadows and you can be detected. In 2 you can move around but not make any big action, but you can do it in shadows. You don't have to stay in shadows. Shadows follows you and covers you. And 3, and that's where we have to use our manipulation and perform, you can take shape of something you want, like a police guy or something. So if you have killed someone and you have been noticed, you can run across a corner and transform you into a person that do not look like you, and people will run through, not through, around you or ask you if you've seen something. So you can, get easier away with your crimes. Then there is Critis. I'm not good at these names or words. That is the ability of poison and a little bit of snake powers too. If you put in the first dot, you get a silent field around you. That makes you can shoot with a sniper or a pistol or a gun or whatever without anybody hearing you, but you cannot talk while in this. But if you get close to a person, they cannot scream and you can easily kill them. 2, you can make your blood into some kind of poison you could put on your weapon, and if you hit people, not necessarily damaging them as I remember, you can drain them from stamina. So if you meet a vampire with a high stamina, you can drain that stamina away from them and have an easier time killing them. And for mortals, if their stamina drops to 0, they are very diseased and cannot really do anything. And vampires have to, they can use some abilities to get them back, but it takes some time. And if you get 5 successes in that roll, is permanently gone, and not for a night or a day or maybe a month. Very powerful ability. But and you can also spit it like a snake. But there is a maximum for how much stamina you can drain, and so on, so on, so on. You also have to use some different thing to use it. And the last thing is that you can touch people, and if you touch them, then with empty hour you can drown people in their own blood, and it actually works against vampires too. They get a little bit of damage each turn, and you can continue to try to choke them. And you don't have to be in line of sight, you just have to be able to touch them at some point. So, you can assassinate people where no one will know that it's you. So we could either um, um, give you assassin power, attack more, or be the sneaky one. So um, we making a role-playing based thing here. Now we made experience here. For the fun of it, we taking a role-playing. We take this at 1, so we can make people silent. So they cannot hear what we are saying. Oh no, what we are saying. We can shoot people from afar, and that makes sense later on when we get lower. And then we take obfuscate, so we can follow people and hopefully kill them. And then I will um, recommend you get celerity, so when you're backstabbing people, you can attack them more times than once. And if you cannot kill them in the first hit, you can kill them the next 1, 2, 3 turns you have. Then we have backgrounds. That's what you start off with. Special things like allies, people that can let you have a place to sleep, or contacts, an arms dealer, domain, you have a place where you only feed, generation, you are closer to the first vampires. Resources, you start with money or maybe a job, something. But for this, we are taking generation. That makes it easier to we get more blood points, so we can use our ability more, and we can use more each turn. We're going to use a lot of blood points when you have just a few points in every one of these. And also makes it if you we have 5 points here, and the maximum is 5 you can get here. Maximum here is 3, maximum here is 3, and maximum here is 5. Sorry, I didn't say that. But if you get theoretically 1 more in this, you can begin to get your stats to a maximum of 6 with experience points, not with in character creation. So we are just a very low generation, so we can move this from generation 13 to 8, because 5, we have to put 5 points in it. 5 minus 13 is 8. Yes, good. Then there is the virtues. That is the first one is how easy you have to kill people without feeling bad and lose humanity. And that's down here. If your humanity drops to 0, you die. Practically, no, you don't die. You become the beast. You get consumed by the beast inside you, and you're not able to play your character anymore. You're just a killing machine. There cannot be controlled. Just kill stuff. Self-control is if you smell blood while you are thirsty, you have to roll it to see if, or anything that is, you have a hard time controlling yourself about it. If you have an addiction to alcohol and have to drink blood from drunk people, if you see a drunk person, you have to roll your self-control, or you have to feed on them. And courage is if there's something that makes you afraid, like sunlight or fire or anything like that. So I think we should have a high conscience, so we don't just lose to humanity and have to be afraid of that. Self-control, if you assassinate people, you can just drink from them, and even if you just go berserk, if the police or whoever hunts you are not fast enough, you can always obfuscate and disappear. So we just have to not go into frenzy or panic. Panic. I think that is the best option. You have 7 points, so 4 there and 3 there. So you are very brave. You're not afraid so much of fire. You have an easier time resisting. And you have 6 humanities, so that's actually more human than I would say most vampire, because I always put courage 5 to get higher willpower. Oh yeah, Your conscience, self-control is what makes your humanity, and your courage is what makes your willpower. So we have 4 willpower, 6 humanity. That means if you kill people, you're probably going to have to roll a humanity roll, but you have 5 dice to do it, so that should be kind of easy. Then I have, yeah, your clan weakness is that you cannot drink blood from vampires. And because you're generation 8, that takes some time to click off, it's way easier with a pen. You have 3 blood points to use every turn. Blood points can be used to increase your physical stats by 1 point per blood point you use, except you cannot get higher than your generation of 5. You can get 1 higher, but you have to use 2 blood points. But I use 3 blood points to increase my stamina, so it's not. If you go into a fight, you can just increase, and you can use it to heal yourself here. So if you have got like 1, 2, 3 damage, you can heal it, and if you are, you can heal it with blood. So you have a lot of blood, and you can use it. Then don't look to the left. I will take that later. This is the flaws. And flaws give you a certain amount of points. That's negative things, but you can use it to increase your character's abilities later on. So it's good to take some flaws, also to make it more, human or realistic at some point. You have permanent fangs. Normal vampires can put their fangs in and out. And I have chosen these. You can take something else. Vampires can take their teeth in and out when they have to feed, and take them in when they are among humans. And blood hunted means that vampires and people from the town you come from hate you. They will literally kill you, but only in that town. You have done something bad there. I mean, you are an assassin. You've probably been paid to kill someone, and you get the blame for it. Then I have bought precautious. Talk with your GM about how this works, but or how much benefit you get from it. But for 3 of your, you have 7 points here, and you start with 15 freebie points. So we have 22. For 3 of your freebie points, you can get precautious. That gives you you can choose, or when I play with my friends, we have the rule, because it's not very described that good. You choose either talent, skills, or knowledge, and that would cost you half experience. So normally it would cost you 3 experience to start, and here it would cost you 2, and then it would cost you 1 point per dot you already have. So for 3 points you can get larceny if you've chosen this one, 3 experience more instead of 6, and so on. But you have to choose. Maybe your GM says that's too OP, you can only take fighting or social or whatever. Then there is additional discipline, and I will go back to see that. You can take an additional discipline as an in-clan discipline. Disciplines cost 10 to start if it's in-clan or out-clan, but if it's an in-clan discipline, it will cost you 5 experience per dot you already have. And if it's an out-clan discipline, it will cost you 7. So it can benefit you in experience. And I will make a complete fighter. So I will take, and you cannot take unique disciplines. You have to check which one is unique and which one is not. And you can maybe talk with your GM if it makes sense for you in this game. Maybe your Azamite has strong alliance with the gangrels, so you can take protein. But I think I will take potence. Potence makes, for every dot you have, just like celerity, you get 1 more in. Celerity gives you dexterity, and potence gives you strength. And for 1 blood point, you can get your potence points to automatically succeeded strength or damage roll. So if you hit someone and have like 5 dice plus your potence On 3, you have 8 dice to hit, but you can use 1 blood point to not roll these 3 dice and get them as automatically hit. And you have to kill fast, so I think that could be fun. And then you have an 1000-meter killer. It's not in the original vampire rulebook. Is in the Asimite clan book. And what this does is that if you're using a sniper, you get 1 less difficulty to hit, and you can shoot twice as far. So you can be a very good killer, and with your ability to not making a sound, you can just pinpoint everyone you want dead. But this cost, and it cost quite a lot. So you used 9 points, so you have 13 points left. You have to have an okay willpower, because this ability, assassin ability, drives on your willpower, some of the power, so you should increase this. We have 10 points left. If we maxed it, we could put 1 in potence to get additional, or we put 1 in celerity. We could also put 1 more in strength for 5 points. Oh, if 3 points cost is 5 points for one of these, you can put 1, and it's not per dot like when you use experience points. It's just 5 points, and then you can put 1 point. These cost 2. These cost 7. Backgrounds cost 1. Willpower cost 1. You had 4 before, so you put 6 at your Phoebe points. These cost 2, and merit is different. So we have 2 points left. We could decrease for role-playing sake. I wouldn't do it in for XP harvesting, because in experience it costs 1 experience per dot. So if you have to get the 7th, it costs 6, and the next costs 7. So this is like 25 experience points. But if you, for role-playing sake, you don't have to have that much willpower. You have 5 points, so we can make you very perceptive. Yeah. The last thing we need is your character's name. We just call him, what would be a good assassin name? For all you Naruto fans, this is for you. Sakura. Yes, because we're making a female. A charming, or not a charming female, a manipulative female. That's okay in appearance. Yes, then every ability you have, attribute and ability you have there has 4 or more points in it, or dots in it. Then you can choose a specialty. In the book there is suggestions to it, but you can talk with your GM if you can take something else. But let's say manipulation is seductive. Then if you have to try to seduce someone, or no, let's say lying. Lying, you get the specialty lying. Then if you're rolling a manipulation subterfuge roll, your 10s on your dice count as 2 successes. Or if you're playing as the old Vampire Masquerade, you can re-roll your 10s and re-roll until you don't get a 10. And if you had lying and your subterfuge also had deceptive, your 10s count as 3 successes. Then we have almost everything. Then you should talk with the GM if you start with any weapon or armors. You don't have any allies or contacts. maybe it makes sense if you have, done something horrible in your last town. Um, Then we're making a female. She is 25, and she looks like she is 24, and whatever year you're playing in, and she died, whatever year you played in. Let's say she died for 2 months ago and became a vampire. Her hair is blonde. Her eyes are green. She is Swedish. English is not my native. Yeah, Swedish. She comes from the USA. She is 167 high. Weight is unknown because she is a female. Male, female, yes. And then you have it. Your character is almost done. Sakura and Josiah are called Kakashi. So that's how you could make an Asmite vampire. I hope this helped you. And I will upload more clans later. Yeah, see ya.